Hi, I'm here with Zaheen McKnight. He's one of our students at Western. Doing our Zaheen, please introduce yourself.
I'm a fourth year student studying in BMOS Finance.
Okay. So Zaheen, tell me about your healthy lifestyle that you got into. So walk me through a why and how did that happen?
Right. So first and foremost, I used to be an athlete for a long time.
Right.
And as an athlete, especially, I was a figure skater specifically, and so long hours on the ice, a lot of cardio, right?
Right.
So at that time, you could really get away with just eating the most junk food ever. You could have burgers and fries almost every single day and not gain weight because I was burning an excessive amount of calories on the ice. But after retirement, right, obviously all of that HIIT cardio goes away.
Yeah.
And I also wanted to put on a lot more muscle. So I was still eating a lot of junk, trying to be in a caloric surplus. And I put on muscle, but I got to a stage where I was at 25% body fat. Right? I was getting chunky. I was like,
Right.
okay, time for a cut. Much harder to cut off the ice. Now that I'm not a competitive figure skater anymore, right? The cardio that I do is cardio that I have to choose to do on my own time, right?
Right.
And cardio only gets you so far, right? The biggest thing is diet. There's always been diet, right? There's that popular saying, abs are made in the kitchen.
Right.
Now, I'm not aiming for abs right now, and it hasn't been about abs. It's always been about that shift in diet towards a healthier lifestyle. Now, what does that look like?
Yeah, and why is that important to you? Why do you want to switch from healthy to a healthier lifestyle?
Right. I mean, first and foremost, I was feeling like crap. Right. You feel sluggish. You feel boorish. You don't feel like you're rested. You run out of breath going up the stairs, and that's not a good feeling at all, right? Especially when you want to be more active, you want to do stuff. I was out west in Calgary, and I wanted to go hiking some more, and 10 meters up the mountain, you're panting for air, right?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I need to make a change.
Right.
How do I make myself healthier? I lose that body fat, not excessive body fat, and trim down to a more healthy weight. And that comes from, again, diet, first and foremost. Paired with cardio, of course, but that comes from diet firstly. So it's always been important to me to show up the best way that I can.
Okay.
Right? For my health, for my friends, for my family, right? You just live life very mediocrely when you're not fit.
Right.
In my opinion. That's just me as a former athlete, right? But literally, it started off with small changes, right? Finding alternatives to the stuff I already eat, right? Let's say chips. Substituting that for protein crisps.
Okay.
Do they taste as good? Maybe not. But it still satisfies the urge of wanting to snack on a chip, right? That's just one example.
Well, you've already talked about it, so that was my next question. As a student, I know you're studying at Western, and so last year and everything. Did you have enough options to choose from as a student? Because as a student life, there's a bunch of students who usually have a hard time in even doing their meal prep. We're living off campus, especially.
Yeah.
Did you have a lot of options in terms of choosing, especially in London?
Right. I'm going to be honest with you. No. The options that we do have available to us, you can maximize protein intake. Let's say you're at Qdoba, you get extra beef in your burrito bowl.
Right.
But here's the thing: in your burrito bowl, you've got tons and tons and tons of extra calories coming from all the extra carbs, all the extra fat still in that bowl, right? Now, from a healthy perspective, you have to consider all of those macros, not just the protein, right? And so, for someone like me who's who's looking at more holistic eating, all those extra calories really add up. And I'm giving Qdoba as an example, but that goes just as much for somewhere like Tim Hortons, where it's a lot of bread in a sandwich. It's a lot of bread and veggies, but like maybe one slice of meat in between, right? Or a bagel, which is just straight carbohydrates with fat spread in between, right? If I wanted something healthy or a healthier option, you're either going to have to customize it, which, it's not like Western allows for that, or you have to go cook by yourself, right? And as a student, that's very difficult as well.
So do you think that's the biggest challenge that you faced so far?
100%. It's definitely a combination of a lot of things, but access to healthier options is definitely one of them. I understand it can be a costlier venture, but it is an investment into the student population, which is a direct return on investment back to the university.
Right. Well, thank you so much. Wait, before we end that, have you been on through aisles and aisles and just looking through protein bars and just looking through what they have and everything?
Oh, 100%, mate.
Because a lot of people have done that, and I had people tell me all about that.
Yeah, it's it can be very tedious looking through and trying to find something healthy enough to consume, right? Because the protein bar is the easiest, quickest, healthy bar that you can go to, right? Exactly. Have a lot of sugar, and again, access to those options is limited. Right?
Yeah.
So then you do the whole justifying of picking your the lesser of two evils, or picking the better poison, that kind of thing. Right?
Fair enough. Well, thank you so much for your help today.
Yeah, of course.